Have you ever wondered if someone might be quietly, deeply in love with you at this very moment, without you ever knowing? It may seem improbable, but psychology reveals that silent love leaves traces, nearly invisible, yet undeniably real. Consider this. 90% of people who harbor secret feelings for someone never voice them. Love isn't always declared. It's demonstrated through gestures so delicate, so woven into the fabric of everyday life, that they slip past our awareness. Countless connections never blossom because the signs go unrecognized, leaving two souls stranded in the limbo of what if. Carl Jung, the pioneer of depth psychology, spent his life studying the shadows of the human psyche, the unspoken emotions that shape our actions. The pendulum of the mind alternates between sense and nonsense, not between right and wrong, he once wrote, hinting at the irrational yet profound ways our hearts speak. Let's begin with a paradox. The person who admires you intensely yet awkwardly, praising quirks no one else notices, or teasing you relentlessly, disguising affection as humor. This is psychological projection in its rawest form. Jung revealed that we often cast our disowned emotions onto others, and silent love is no exception. Someone might idealize your laugh, your way of thinking, even how you stir your coffee, not realizing these observations betray their hidden heart. Conversely, playful jabs or heated debates could mask a craving for your attention, a desperate dance to stay near you without risking vulnerability. These contradictions are the fingerprints of repressed longing. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves, Jung mused. But here, it's what delights or provokes them about you that matters. Do you know someone who mirrors your phrases when you're not around? Who brings you up in conversations, unprompted, as if your name is a magnet on their tongue? That's the unconscious leaking through. Then there's the push and pull, the person who draws close, only to retreat like a tide. One day they're fully present, laughing at your jokes, lingering in your orbit. The next, they're distant, cold, as if your existence barely registers. Attachment theory calls this ambivalence. Jung called it the tension between the ego and the shadow. When feelings grow too potent to confront, the mind creates chaos to self-protect. They crave connection, but fear the exposure it demands. Notice this pattern. If their warmth returns as unpredictably as it vanishes, it's not indifference. It's the heart's rebellion against its own silence, a soul divided against itself. Now, consider the quiet caretakers, those who ease your burdens without fanfare, the coworker who finishes your task before you ask, the friend who remembers your coffee order, the one who texts, "How was your day?" when your voice hints at exhaustion. These acts aren't random. Jung believed that unexpressed emotions manifest as deeds, not words. Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart, he wrote. But silent lovers often look into yours, anticipating needs you haven't voiced. Their kindness isn't performative, it's reflexive, a compulsion to nurture what they cherish. They don't seek applause, your quiet smile is their reward. Synchronicity, Jung's term for meaningful coincidence, is another clue. The chance encounters, the songs you both love, the shared childhood memories that surface in conversation. You think of them, and suddenly they text. You wander into a bookstore, and there they stand, holding your favorite novel. The universe conspires to unite what the mind resists. These moments aren't accidents, they're the unconscious mind's choreography. When two people are energetically aligned, their paths intersect in ways logic can't explain. Feel the charge in the air when you're together. The held glances, the pregnant pauses, the unspoken, "Do you feel this too?" lingering between sentences. The body too betrays secrets. Dilated pupils, a voice that softens when saying your name, fingertips brushing yours accidentally. Jung understood that the unconscious speaks through the flesh. A person might fidget with their hair near you, lean in as you speak, or mimic your posture. A primal dance of attunement. Even their scent shifts subtly. Pheromones don't lie. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are, Jung said. But in love, we often become who the other person needs us to be, if only for a moment. And then there are the dreams. Vivid, recurring, drenched in the essence of someone who occupies your waking thoughts. Jung's collective unconscious theory suggests we're all threads in a cosmic tapestry. When someone fixates on you, their energy might ripple into your psyche, emerging as dreams of shared landscapes or wordless intimacy. These aren't fantasies, they're psychic echoes. You wake unsettled, yearning, as if their soul whispered to yours in the dark. Silent love often wears a disguise, a mask of humor, nonchalance, or even indifference. Jung called this the persona, the social armor we don to shield our rawest selves. Someone secretly in love might deflect with jokes, adopt a carefree facade, or feign apathy to hide the storm beneath. They'll laugh off meaningful moments, turn vulnerability into banter, or play the role of the detached observer, all while stealing glances that linger a heartbeat too long. People will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own souls, Jung warned. Yet beneath the act lies a fragile truth, fear of rejection. That coworker who mocks romance but stumbles when you mention dating. The friend who shrugs off deep talks yet leans in when you speak. Their mask slips in those unguarded instants, revealing a longing too tender to name. Then there are the tests, the subtle, almost imperceptible probes to gauge your feelings. A hypothetical question about soulmates, a joke about eloping, a playful, "what if we," left hanging in the air. These aren't casual remarks. They're breadcrumbs leading to a truth they're too cautious to voice outright. Jung understood that the unconscious seeks confirmation, crafting scenarios to measure reciprocity. When someone accidentally bumps your hand, shares a song dripping with subtext, or recounts a dream where you starred together, they're not merely passing time. They're mapping the terrain of your heart, one coded gesture at a time. But the most telling sign emerges in life's storms. When grief, failure, or doubt darkens your door, silent love doesn't flinch. It's the voice that calls at midnight just to check in, the hands that steady yours during a panic attack, the presence that asks no questions but bears witness to your pain. Jung wrote, "The shoe that fits one person pinches another. There is no recipe for living that suits all cases." Yet here, in these raw moments, silent love becomes universal. It's not the grand rescue, but the quiet staying, the choice to anchor beside you when the world feels unmoored. This isn't obligation, it's the heart's involuntary pull toward its counterpart. Finally, there's the quiet knowing in your bones, the intuition humming beneath logic. You catch their stare across a crowded room and feel a spark no words justify. Their laughter echoes in your mind long after the conversation ends. You sense their moods shift like weather patterns, attuned to frequencies others miss. Jung called intuition the perception via the unconscious, a gateway to truths reason cannot grasp. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes, he urged. When your gut insists someone's feelings run deeper, trust it. The body recognizes love long before the mind concedes. So, what now? Silent love is a bridge half built, waiting for courage to meet it. To leave it unacknowledged is to let a masterpiece gather dust in the dark. But stepping into its light demands vulnerability, the terrifying grace of saying, "I see you." Jung believed the meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. Transformation lies in the risk, the hand extended, the confession whispered, the mask gently lifted. it might mean rejection. It will always mean freedom. If you've glimpsed these signs in another or felt them stir within you, don't let the moment slip. Love's quietest whispers often hold its loudest truths. Speak, reach, dare. For as Jung reminds us, you are what you do, not what you say you'll do. Let this be the day silence breaks into song,